kettle's not boiled. I'm just going to put another pan on. There we go. Right, so we've now got 3 pans of stock on. Been very adventurous this week, aren't we? Right, so now I'm going to start the red pepper and tomato stock on as well. So I bet I'm going to confuse everybody by doing it this way, aren't I? Doing too many flavours all at once. Just put those in for a minute. I'm just going to show you this while we're waiting for the vegetables to come to a boil. I roasted the red peppers and tomatoes earlier on and onions and put garlic in, so they're really, really nicely softened, really lovely. So nice chunk of garlic there. So all I did was put them peppers face down, the tomatoes faced up, and put garlic and onion, and they've come up really nice. In fact, I caught them a little bit, but that will give them a little bit of extra flavour, I think. It'll be quite nice. So when the celery is ready, we'll pop those in as well, I think. Just bear with me for a moment. That's more or less ready now. I'll just take that off for a minute. And I'm just going to make some more vegetable stock. In this one, the vegetable stock, I need to put in some tomato puree. Yeah. And it says put it in the stock, which I thought, oh, that's quite a good way of mixing it through. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Sometimes it just takes it a while, doesn't it, to blend in. And this is sun-dried tomato spread. So hopefully this is going to be okay. That says 2 tablespoons as well, I think. So, but a nice nifty little jar. I'm going to save these jars because I make homemade jams in the autumn. So they're nice, just as little gifts, aren't they? So nice little dinky jar. Right, so I'm going to bring the celery back on the flame now, and I'm going to put in the tomato and stock. I'm going to bring that up to the boil. Move that out of the way. Now then, so the next task is to get this in the pan. It should be interesting. So peppers go in, tomatoes, onions, all very yummy. Now, the recipe was saying that it's plum tomatoes, and I struggled to get plum tomatoes, and they were quite expensive, the ones I got. But I'm sure I just got a couple, and I've just put normal tomato in as well. So, but I'm sure you can just use normal tomatoes, but get some that you know that are really nice tomatoey flavour to them. So this is the soup I've never made before. So tell me if I'm going wrong, won't you, anybody? Anybody's made it before? We'll just put a little bit more water in that, because it's just needs that little bit extra, because there's that many vegetables in that. Just needs a little bit more there. So there we go, all three soups on the go at once. So I'll just turn these down a little bit because they are quite high. Because you don't want your soup to actually reduce too much. You want it to be nice, you want to have it flavoursome, but you also want to have some left when you've finished. You're supposed to be simmering it, and these are more than simmering. That one down there a bit. Right, I'm just going to test the vegetables, see if this one's ready yet. See, now I've turned it down, it's not simmering as much as I want it to. Yeah, another good 5 minutes off that one yet. So just need to want to empty the jar of this properly. That looks really nice, that. In fact, what I'm going to do is put a bit of water in there and get all the bits out of the bottom. That's better. So nobody throw my jar away. They think they're tidying up for me because I want it. So for the mulligatawny, we had eating apples. So I'm just going to peel these because I don't like them with the skins on in the soup. I think the skins don't particularly add flavour to it, unfortunately. And no, I can't peel an apple all in one piece. Have you ever seen anybody do that? Peel it all, the skin all in one piece, right the way around to the bottom?
So. I've seen somebody do it orange, but not an apple.
Not an apple. I can't do it. I'm too impatient, that's the other thing. You're supposed to do it really slowly. So now I've got, this is a really small eating apple, so I'm going to put 2 in. These are what I call grandchildren size apples, because if you get an apple that's too big for them, they get halfway through it and they don't want any more. Whereas if you buy these small little ones, they like these because they can more or less finish them all. So mulligatawny soup is great for winter time particularly, and James and I have the mulligatawny soup. I particularly make it with turkey stock. So any turkey carcass, if you make stock with your carcass, anybody can do that. I tend to do it with my turkey stock, and I usually end up with 3 lots of stock in the freezer. So when I make turkey mulligatawny soup, suppose when we go walking in the winter, and we take our flasks that we have that that are more like a tub, and we have a spoon with us, and we tend to eat with great big crusts of bread. And as we're walking, we'll sit for half an hour and just have our mulligatawny soup. It is. It's a really nice way of using your turkey bits up, but also it just gives it a really nice flavour to it as well. So the mulligatawny, when I said before that I'm making it all wrong, not really. I just adapting it to the way I like it, really, rather than following a recipe. And that's the beauty of doing homemade soups, is you can make them to the flavours that you like and the way that you want to eat them. So for instance, like the pans are on at the moment, simmering the vegetables really nicely. And so you can either blend them till they're very smooth, or you can blend them to when there's, well, you don't really need to blend them very much. You just need to just like mash them a little bit so it's really chunky soup. So we'll just chop the apple up. Right, so I'm just going to test the mulligatawny pan. It won't be a minute, and see whether it's ready for the apple. Not quite. I don't want to put it in too early because we'll just lose the apple altogether. The sweet potato has softened down very nicely, but the apple will just completely go to mush if we put it in at the moment. We want to have a little bit of flavour of the apple. Just have this one's coming up very nicely. Now then, I can see now when I'm doing this why they said use plum tomatoes, because I put one normal tomato in and that's it, and it's still very much whole, whereas the plum tomatoes have gone very soft very quickly and they've blended in very nicely, and I can't find one now. Let me just see if I can. That's a plum tomato. That's a piece of a plum tomato. Just get that celery off. So it is better to use the plum tomatoes. Now I've learned that's something today, rather than using just normal tomatoes. I'm glad they only put one in. Just check this is a normal vegetable soup. That's nearly ready to be blended. Give it another couple of minutes. And mulligatawny. That's mulligatawny. Just leave that for a minute. So in the mulligatawny, it says to put in tomato puree, apple. We haven't put any tomato puree in it yet, have we? The mulligatawny. No, sweet. Good job. I am following my recipe, isn't it?
This is why you're the expert.
Yeah. So we'll just put, in fact, put some of it in now. Oh. And I've got a tin of tomatoes, actually. We can put that in the, this is what I put in my mulligatawny, a tin of tomatoes. Do my usual trick with the hot water in my can. Just rinse the can out nicely. There we go. That's that. And it also says use mango chutney. So I'll put that in with the apple, actually, because I think that will be the nicest time to put it in. Oh. Just give that another stir. So all in all, when you're simmering your vegetables, it's usually about 20 minutes. That's why I was thinking I'd be very adventurous and do like 3 lots of soup on the go, so that I've got one at least halfway done and I need to show you things. And I would say this vegetable soup is more or less ready. So oh no, I'm going to leave it for 1 more minute. If I can just leave it for 1 more minute. I'm very impatient when I'm making soups, but if these vegetables are not just soft enough, it makes it really difficult to blend it. So you need to have it just right to blend.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about my blender actually while we're here. Just unplug that for a minute. So if you've not got a blender, this is my lovely Kenwood blender I bought a couple of years ago, and it's got all sorts of different attachments on it. This is my soup blender. So it has like a little tub for chopping, and I just unclip it and put it onto the base and then put it onto my stick. It's got a whisk, and it's got a few other bits and pieces. I've got one that makes does it really, really fine to make chicken liver pate, which is really good. So I use it a lot. So well worth investing in one. If you can get one that got all the attachments, you will find that you'll use it if you want to be in the kitchen a lot. You know, if you're enthusiastic about cooking. If you just want a stick to make your soup, then just get a very basic one, because all you need is your vegetables soft, and then it will work. Right, that soup must be ready. I'm just going to take it over to where I've just plugged in, because I don't want to splash anywhere else. So I'm just going to put it onto this jet so you can see it now. I've blended it. I'll turn this one over, so there. So can you see that I've blended the vegetable soup? It looks really, really nice. I'm just your soup is lovely. That potato has made your soup really, really thick, and yet it's still got a little bit, this is the way we like it. So like a little bit lumpy, but not too lumpy. And you've got all your vegetables in there. So that's pretty quick, isn't it? You know, for your tea to come into. And I'll move that off the jet. And we'll just have a look at the tomato one now, and red pepper. Turn that one off. Turn that one up. Right, so this one now is ready, I think, to be blended, because the vegetables are lovely and soft. I can feel them. And put my whizzer stick on those, no problem. And I was going to put mango chutney, wasn't I, in it? That was the other thing, and apple before we do. We'll leave that for a couple of minutes cooking. Have I put it in the right one? I haven't. I've put it in the wrong one. I knew I was going to do that. I put it in the wrong one. Oh dear. The apple was for the mulligatawny, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What's crack?
Oh,
So sick.
no. I knew I was going to do something wrong.
Can't even edit that bit out. It's live.
I know. Never mind. I wonder if it would be quite nice, though, with the red pepper and tomato and then a bit of a flavour of apple in it. Might have been quite good. Right. Got all the apple out. I can actually put it straight into the other one because it's only been in tomato and red pepper, so it's fine to go into the mulligatawny, which I will now do. No, I should have actually just flicked it straight in, shouldn't I? So, there we go. And be rest assured, I have wiped all the worktops down and everything before I started, so
Good.
the kitchen was nice and clean before I started. Just going to make sure the mulligatawny has now got a bit of a more of a tomatoey taste from the red pepper and tomato. But never mind. There we go. I'll put that in there. Right, get the right one, Sharon. There we go. That's it. Right, and we want mango chutney. I'm going to give this spoon a rinse. That's better. Mango chutney into the mulligatawny soup. I've got the right one, haven't I? Yes, definitely. It's so nice now, that. Just mop that up a little bit, out of the way. Right, so I'm going to blend this one, the roasted red pepper and tomato. I'm going to blend that quite smooth because I don't think it'd be quite nice to have a chunk of red pepper really in it. So just bear with me. I'm going to take this over to the blender again. Right, just rinse my blender end so that it's clean, ready for this. Taking a bit longer than what I thought actually, but need to get it nice and smooth. And I suppose when you've actually blended it and you don't want any seeds in it or pieces of skin or anything like that, you can actually put it through a sieve to get rid of all the other bits and pieces. Well, I think that looks rather nice. Oh, let me have a look at that one.
Looks good.
So this one looks really nice, doesn't it? I think, you know, when I said that perhaps you might want to put it through a sieve, you might possibly want to put it through. See, that's a little bit of pepper there that I've just caught roasting. So, and for instance, there's a little bit of tomato skin there, and I think that might put people off. But all in all, that's your soup ready. Perhaps you might just want to check that the salt and pepper is fine for your taste. Try not to put too much in because obviously it's not good for you. But That's your roasted red pepper and tomato. And we'll just have a look at this one, the mulligatawny soup. Now this one definitely is, some of it's ready, some of it's not quite. So the last bit to go in your mulligatawny is your curry powder. In fact, I'm just going to move that over because your roasted red pepper and tomato soup is now ready. That's okay, that's there. So we'll just have this one, turn that jet off. So this is your mulligatawny. Depending on how much curry you like, I don't like it too spicy. This is a mild curry powder. It's not, when I was talking last week about when I was making a curry, I was using the spices that were more done like in a pestle and mortar. This is literally a curry powder. And we just put a tablespoon in of that, just to give it a bit of a kick. If you like more flavour of a curry, then you can put more in. So blend that nicely. And then the last thing that you put in your mulligatawny, of course, is rice. And the rice is to thicken it up. So that's cooked rice ready. But if you rinse your rice and you don't want to cook it beforehand, you could rinse your rice off, and then you could put your rice and cook your rice in the mulligatawny soup. Now I've left the vegetables really chunky. I've not broken them down at all. I've not blended them or anything, because to me this is more of a broth almost. Shouldn't really say that, but it's a spicy, fluffy, chunky curry, and that's it. So I'll just serve them up. You can have a look. So this is your first one. This is just your quick, easy, everyday vegetable soup. Look at that. Just right, that, isn't it?
It looks so good.
That one. They're not too bad, these. This is your roasted red pepper and tomato. And we'll just do the last one. I don't think this last one is quite ready, but I'll just serve it up anyway and you can have a look. Oh, look at that. There we go. So there you go, everybody. So we have got vegetable soup, roasted red pepper and tomato soup, and mulligatawny soup, and lovely crusty bread. Hope you enjoy it, and please try not to do what I did and put the ingredients in the wrong soup. Hope it makes sense to you. All right. Thank you very much.